Yo, what's up guys? Kobe Cheese here with my impressions of Yasuo and what I think of him, as well as a little bit of gameplay of me playing on him, and give you a little bit of a rundown on why I think he is a cool champion, as well as why I think he needs a little bit of improvement. So you can see right now that he's got an extremely amazing amount of mobility. He can dash in between minions with a 0.3 second cooldown on his dash, and every single third Steel Tempest, which is his little Q ability, that is essentially an extra auto attack type ability, every third one will allow you to knock up enemies, and you can get some amazing combos with your ultimate, knocking up enemies even further, doing tons of damage. His abilities are actually extremely difficult to use effectively though, so it's going to be very clear that he will take very precise use of skill to master. You see in this clip, I was actually able to make use of my dashes and flash over the Cassiopeia's stun in order to get the kill in that situation. I'm able to flash, dash into a minion, another one, and then a final dash into the enemy. Now, one of the problems that I had here in this clip is that one of his Qs, the Steel Tempest, missed, and I just about died, but was able to survive with a nicely placed stun from the Sona. Now in this particular clip I run in, and his passive is amazing because not only does it double your crit chance, but it's going to give you a huge shield whenever you are able to get attacked by enemies. So I go in there and I pretty much act as a tank and initiator, doing also a lot of damage in that fight, and we're able to clean up with the quadra kill ace by our Riven, which ends up winning the game for us. So, alright, let me explain his abilities a little bit and why some of his usability issues are holding him back and causing him to be actually very frustrating to play, although very strong when you can actually use his abilities correctly. So, his Steel Tempest is probably one of my main issues with Yasuo, and the reason for that is because there are two different ways of actually attacking with his Steel Tempest. So if you are just attacking normally, he'll attack out in front of him in a very tiny radius, or line nuke I should say, and if you dash into somebody, sometimes he'll actually do a circular slash. But the timing on getting that circular slash to actually work tends to be a really big problem, because if you push it just a little bit too late, then he ends up just doing his line slash again, even though you were expecting him to do a circular slash, and there's just a very small millisecond window where you can actually get in the circular slash correctly. The other problem that I had is that when you do circular slash, sometimes he'll actually dash in such a way that he won't circular slash when you push the button. He does it at the end of the slash, so you think you're going to hit somebody, but you end up slashing them, doing the circular slash at the end of the dash, and you just completely whiff him, and it resets your little 3 attack knockup thing. Now normally this would probably be okay for most champions if they had a mechanic that worked this way, but since his ultimate is synergized around actually getting a knock-up and then using his ultimate, the problem I ran into is that you get maybe like 1 or 2 ultimates in the entire game whenever you want to. If you're in a team fight, you're almost never going to get that knock-up into your ultimate like you would like to. And since the ultimate is based around using it at the very beginning of a fight, it's just extremely frustrating to use. Now the great thing is that if you can get this off properly, if you have time to like build up your Steel Tempest charges on minions beforehand, or you have an extended fight where you don't get bursted down quickly, you can just completely demolish enemies. He's very strong, and I feel like this is one of those champions that if you can master his really frustrating mechanics, then you're going to have a lot of success in games. And so I feel like this is going to be one of those like Lee Sin and Riven type champions where at first people are going to have a lot of trouble playing him, but as they get really good at dealing with his problems, then they're actually going to make a lot of plays. And he has a huge amount of play potential, especially with the fact that he can block so many different enemy projectiles and do amazing jukes with his dash. So overall, my experience with Yasuo is that he was pretty fun to play when I was able to get all of his abilities off, as I would expect, but more often than not, I was actually frustrated by his mechanics and the way I was missing abilities that otherwise should have hit because I wanted to do a circular slash, but it was doing a line slash or something like that. I wanted to do the circular knockup, but it ended up throwing off a random tornado in another direction, or I could never get my ultimate off, and probably like 75% of the fights that I wanted to use my ultimate, I never was able to get the ultimate off, and that's just an extremely frustrating mechanic on the champion. Overall, I think he's extremely strong right now, and if they add some usability changes to him, he's probably going to get nerfed actually because of the amount of damage that he can put out, and you know, that'll just add more consistency if they fix some of his issues. Overall, guys, if you are looking to play an extremely high skill cap champion and you want to do amazing amounts of damage, then Yasuo might be a champion you would like to pick up. Otherwise, if you want something that's not going to piss you off for the first 20 or so games that you're trying to learn him, then I might hold off until you get to try him out in the free week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my impressions of Yasuo. Now get out there and try him out yourselves, and I'd like to hear about your experiences with his abilities and how you're actually finding him in your games. So I played him mostly mid, and I could definitely see him being played jungle. I did see him play jungle actually, and it seemed to work out just fine. I imagine he could work out just great in top lane depending on the matchups as well. So that's it for me for now. I'll see you guys around for my next video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more awesome videos on League and other games. And I'll see you next time. I'm Colby Cheese. Peace out.